All right, so this is section 2.5, example number 4. Just going to go to the textbook here. And this one says the width of a brick is half the length. And it says the length is 1 inch less than 8 times the height. And of course, we have the height. Now, the sum of the 3 dimensions, so the sum of the width, the length, and the height is equal to 27.75 inches. So the true question is find the volume of the brick. So we got to find the volume of the brick. And so here we have everything laid out. The width is 1/2 the length. The length is 1 inch less than 8 times the height, so it's 8h minus 1. And then we have the height. So we do know that the sum of all three is 27.71. So this is what we're going to use in order to find the dimensions for each one of either the width, the length, and the height. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the height first. So that's going to be h. Now we know that the length, right, is 8h minus 1. And then we know that the width is simply the length divided by 2. Or, you know, the length, 1/2 the length, right? And so this is how we express, this is the height, this is the length, and then this is the width based on what they told us. So what I would do is just kind of combine some of these like terms as much as I can. So here I'm going to have 9h minus 1 plus 8h minus 1 divided by 2. And we're going to get 27.75. So then probably the best thing to do is just multiply everything out by 2. So we can go ahead and get rid of this fraction. So if I do here 2 times 9, I'm going to get 18h minus 2, and here I have the 8h minus 1, and then of course I got to do the 27.75 times 2, which gives me 55.5. So what I did then here is I multiplied this by 2, multiplied this by 2, and this by 2 in order to not have a fraction anymore. So now here we can go ahead and combine some of these still even more. So 18 plus 8 is 26h minus 3, right? The negative 1 minus the 2. Oops, that's a 5, not a 2. So my next step here is to add the 3 to both sides. So I get 26h is equal to 58.5. And then I divide that by 26. And so the height is equal to 2.25, right? So 58.5 divided by 26 gives me 2.25. Now that I have the height, it's easy to find what the length is, right? So we know that the length is going to be 8 times the width minus 1. So if we do the 2.25, so the 2.25 times the 8, we get 18, minus 1 is 17, right? So 2.25 times 8 minus 1, we get 17. And then the width is simply 1/2 the length, so it's 17 divided by 2, which is 8.5. So now that we have these three, the volume, which is the final answer that we really wanted, it's going to be 17 times 8.5 times 2.25. And so we're going to do 17 times 8.5 times 2.25. And then what we get is 325.125 square inches. And so that's the answer to the example number 4 in section 2.5. Thank you.